What's up, Wastelanders? How's everybody doing today? I'm doing great. I hope you are too. I'm your host, Kiki B. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Kiki B Plays Fallout 76. We have got an exciting camp tour for you today, but before we dive into that, I want to say just a couple things real quick. First, a big thank you to everybody who watched and commented on the first video, or everyone who is about to go and do that after they finish watching this video. Hint, hint. I really, really appreciate it. And also, make sure that you're subscribed and that you've turned on notifications, because otherwise you might miss out on a video, and we both know you don't want that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Today's build is just outside of Charleston Station, right across the pond from the station. It's a reasonably good spot if you're looking to build something a bit larger and flatter like this build, because it does give you a fairly open space to work in. You don't have a lot of terrain or trees or things like that in your way, which can get really annoying. Also, being close to the train station, you get a lot of player traffic through your camp, which can be a lot of fun and good for business. Just a quick tip here: to get a sign like this with a lot of letters really well aligned and centered, or otherwise aligned in the way that you want on the structure that you're building, creating it on a flat surface first and blueprinting it will allow you to put it down exactly where you want it, and also to make sure that things are straight and neat, or not straight and neat if that's what you're going for. The outside of the structure is pretty boring. I like this little overhang thing on the porch. That looks pretty cool. And of course, the front of a supermarket wouldn't be complete without some vending machines and some kiddie rides. And obviously, since this is mid-century inspired, you've got to have the cigarette machine. I like adding these advertisement posters into my more commercial style builds. I feel like they really give it that little extra something. The shelves over here were pretty tricky because I had to sort of find some things to fill the shelves with, because we don't have any buildable food objects really, aside from the plastic fruit bowl from Meat Week this year. But that's really about it. So I sort of just tried to come up with things that wouldn't look too weird on the shelves. And if anyone is wondering how I got things onto the middle two rows of shelves here, it's a pretty simple trick with a powered pressure plate that I will be showing you in an upcoming video, so keep an eye out for that one. Over here we've got our pharmacy, staffed by Dr. Solomon Hardy. It's about the only thing he's really good for. I actually find him kind of a useless ally. I mean, obviously he's a light ally, so he doesn't give quests, but he also doesn't do much else besides walk around and talk a lot and annoy me, but it works here. I really, really liked the way these checkout counters came out with the Nuka-Cola coolers. Again, sinking these Nuka-Cola display racks into the shelves like this. It's the same trick with the pressure plate, and I hope these rugs actually look like conveyor belts. They do to me. I know what they're supposed to be, so, you know, it's alright. But yeah, I super love the way these turned out. And back here we've got the employees' break room, little table and chairs, some lockers to stash your stuff in, quite literally. A crappy bathroom. I thought this would be way too big if I did it a full floor tile, so I went with a half, and I think that's just right. And some workbenches, very elegantly shoehorned in here because we needed to put them somewhere in this build. And this weapons workbench, I actually blew up the wall with a flamethrower trap so that I could set it back a little farther, otherwise it stuck out way too far in this really, really narrow space. I gave Dr. Hardy a stool, and it does actually seem to keep him from wandering around the camp too much, so there's a tip for you. If you want to use him in your camp for whatever reason, and you get really tired of him being in your face all the time, he tends to sit down if you give him a place to do that. I like the little Nuka-Cola corner over here. And here we have the manager's office. Again, another workbench, very, very elegantly just shoved in a place where it doesn't really belong, but, you know, we gotta put them somewhere. I do try to make most of my camps fully functional. Most of the time, it's not too bad. And I like this idea that, you know, some random wastelander just found this place, threw a sleeping bag in here, and is using it as a sort of home base. And getting themselves whacked in the face with a door every time they try to leave their bedroom.
Oh, Valdez. Cracks me up every time.
Oh look, here's a food item for the shelves. Pickled brain, yum. I think the spaciousness of this interior really works well, and I love the effect that the two-tone walls give it. It's really got that, I don't know, that authentically mid-century American look to it, I think. Not that I'm that old, I mean, I am a dinosaur, but I'm not old enough to remember that kind of stuff. I am a child of the 80s and 90s. Unfortunately, those were scarring enough times. Anyway, that's about it. I hope you liked it. I really loved building it. It was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed and that you've got notifications turned on so that you don't miss out on any future uploads. We've got some really, really cool build tutorials coming up soon. They are taking me a little longer to edit than I had hoped, so it's going to be another week or so. But in the meantime, I hope this will tide you over. As always, take care of yourselves, be good to each other, and I'll see you in the next video.